What's going on, guys? This is Jay Joker, Sneaker Principal, and welcome to this episode of the Sneaker Principal podcast. This is my second recording for today. I did one earlier today, which is posting tomorrow morning, and then this one's probably going to post the day after. It is time for me to go home, but I decided before I head out to jump onto traffic to drive my way to New Rochelle from the South Bronx, that I would create another episode today. And this episode is based on a conversation that I had with some of my esteemed coworkers, my staff members, and it had to do with whether, not even whether, it had to do with the question of, when do you know you've been somewhere for way too long? So what we're talking about is just when it comes to working in schools, in your profession, whatever it may be. When do you know you've been in the same place for way too long? And I'm sure there are people out there who are going to be saying, what are you talking about? If you have a good job, it pays you well, and nothing's wrong, you stay until you retire. You stay until, the doors close and you have to go. But you stay when you have a good thing. And my argument has been, yes, that's very true. But however, how do you grow if all you know is what you know? If you've never seen anything else anywhere else, how do you grow? And I think that is relevant. It's a relevant question in every sphere, every career, every relationship, every institution. Yes, I did say relationship, because how do you know that you are doing what you're supposed to do if there's nothing for you to compare it to? Often people get into situations and they're there out of pure comfort. Even though deep down inside they know there has to be more. They know that they're not comfortable remaining where they are. They want to explore. They want to go do different things. But however, there's this societal belief that staying in one place for as long as possible is the way to show commitment. Is the way to show, reliability, loyalty. And I agree, it is. For most people. For me, my career has been one that has been marked by change and movement. In the over 2 decades that I've been doing this, I've been in collectively 7 schools across 3 states, with the majority being here in New York City. And yes, I'm going to say this again, and I'm going to emphasize what some of you are probably thinking, that is not good for the kids. You're not reliable. Why would you do that? It's bad enough that people always leave. And however, let me say this to you: if I stayed in the same place that I started here in New York City, at a high school in Kingsbridge, I don't think I would be where I'm at today. Even for the sheer fact that the person who hired me gave me an opportunity to be a dean, and the person who came behind them took the opportunity from me, because they believed in their mind it was in my best interest to spend more time in the classroom than continue to be a dean. Because this person said, you will never become an administrator if you don't have full-time classroom experience. And if I was the kind of person that would have said, you know what, you're right, I'm going to stay right here and follow your system, your pathway, I'm pretty certain I would not be where I'm at right now. Because another principal heard this and was like, come work for me, because I see you and I've heard what you've done at that school. And then I went to this next school, and that was after my first 2 years in the city. I went to another school, and I was only there for a year because the principal who brought me onto their team was promoted to an executive principalship and said to me, hey, I've been asked to turn around the school and I want you to come with me. And now, mind you, this is after my third year. And now after my third year, I'm leaving my second school to go to my third school. And that's just how it just snowballed. And I'll tell you what the benefits were for me. Because it wasn't just me saying I quit and I'm just jumping around. It was opportunities that came up that permitted for me to hone my skills, to expand myself. And before I knew it, my experiences spanned from pre-K all the way to 12th grade, across multiple states, under different leaders, great leaders, horrible leaders, all the above. And then I got to see different problems of practice, different communal problems, different issues having to do with school culture that I was allowed to actually explore and help solve. So by the time I became a principal, I felt like I had a lifetime of experiences that allowed me to see things from different angles, to see things where people saw impossibilities. I was like, no, that could be done if it's done this way or that way. Now I'm known as a turnaround principal, and that's where my skill lies. You give me broken things or things that's supposed to be closed down, and I can change the trajectory of those school communities and create and implement things that are amazing. Of course, with the help with my team, because one thing I've learned in this field is that you always want to make sure you're around the right people. But I'll tell you this, and again, I don't say this is for everyone, but if you can stomach it, being able to methodically move and see different schools and work in different schools and see the good, the bad, the ugly, only ends up putting tools in your tool belt that you just never know when you're going to need. It's funny, down to what I see in the classroom instructionally, down to how I engage different staff members when there's an issue. None of the things that I do are just like brand new to me. I have experience in spaces that I can lean on to say, this thing I'm looking at right now, is this brand new, or is there something from my past that I can say, back then, this is how this was handled, and this is what the outcomes were, whether it was handled by me or someone else. And then I can, come up with a hypothesis of what the outcomes could be, and based on what methodologies of resolving them. And before you know it, the big problems that other principals may see as being big, the problems that other principals may see as being a big problem, for me, it's like, okay, it's a question of what the solution is. I don't fret. I don't think to myself, oh my God, this is chaotic. I got to call everybody and their mother. No, I sit back and say, okay, I've seen this before. Or better yet, I know who to call because I know this person over here went through something similar, or so-and-so here that I used to work with before can give me a different perspective because I trust them. And what happens is, the impossibilities become highly probable, and in most cases become reality. But this only happens if you're willing to allow yourself to get the experience. That's why in medicine, doctors do residencies and they go from this clinic to that clinic, or in the military, you go from this camp to this camp, not only to learn new skills, but to learn how to be with people and understand and how to navigate different communities, because all these experiences feed into you so that you become this singularity of understanding, of wisdom, of discernment, and you know how to address issues. And even better yet, you don't become stale. You're always growing, you're always developing, you're always becoming better. And that's the benefit of moving about and getting experiences in different places. But at the same time, I'll tell you, it's not for everyone. Some people love the security of just being in one place for 10, 20 years. And listen, I respect that because I can't do it. I can't. Because my brain tells me, okay, now you're stuck. And I'm afraid of what stuck could mean to my overall mental, physical, spiritual health. Before I leave, I'm going to give you an analogy of what I'm talking about. a man or woman who is in phenomenal shape, works out every single day, eats right, and everything else, does everything the right way, and is just a specimen of just like, Mr. Olympia, Ms. Olympia proportions, just a phenomenal shape. Now, tell them to sit in the same spot for the next year and not do a damn thing. Will they still look the same a year from now? They're not allowed to work out. They just sit in the same spot. You get what? You get food. What you're going to see with time, the muscles start to diminish. The body fat starts to increase. In some cases, you might just lose everything and just be skin and bones. Because the body was meant to move. The soul was meant to move. Your emotions were meant to move. Nothing about us is stagnant. So why do we sit in the same job or the same space for decades on end, believing that out of it all, we'll get some level of self-improvement? I don't believe that's the case. But at the same time, those of you who are able to do it, God bless you. I'll always support you and speak encouragement into you. But I believe it's very important that we are able to move around and see different things and learn different things, because in time, what ends up happening is you don't have to move as much. You don't have to move as much because you have a conceptual understanding of what's needed in a particular location to make it better. The only question is, if you're in a location, how quickly do you become bored because of the fact that you're able to fix things and get things to where they need to be so much quicker, And hopefully you're in the dynamic school space or company, wherever, they recognize that and they say, listen, we got to challenge this person even more. Unfortunately, in most schools, that's not a conversation that you ever really hear, that we need to challenge this person more. We have to get them better. It's not a concept, And for me, I'm always trying to find ways to improve everyone on my staff, give them opportunities, especially those who are asking for it. But you never know where greatness is going to come from. All right, y'all. Uche Njoku, Sneaker Principal, thanks so much for indulging me in my slurring speech as I'm exhausted and I'm ready to go home. I just wanted to create this video and get this off my chest. Again, for those of you who are just new here, please like, subscribe, share, and also do know that I'm going to mention to post a piece of content every single day from now till June 30th of 2005. And again, thank you so much. Much love. And till next time, be well.